Hello, 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 and welcome back to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and this is your source for code. What? I was trying to do a clever pun with source and code. Source code. Hello, Apocalypse. I see you over there on Simple Game Dev's channel, hanging out. I love watching his streams. He's so cool. We got some amazing people here in stream. We got Duke of Soft, we got Bit Gamey, we got Apocalypse. There was no error in my code. I don't even have the project open. So, welcome to Friday. Welcome to Community Day. The first thing that I did when I started the stream today was turned on the output for channel 2 so that if we do have any voice speakers in our oh yeah, it is. I agree with you. Epoch. If we do have uh, anybody who wants to join Community Day voice channel and have a discussion about anything technology related or just talk about whatever's going on with you or any projects that you've been working on, that kind of stuff, that your voice will this time be recorded to the output video that gets posted to the YouTubes. Speaking of YouTubes, I think I might have the title for the previous video incorrect. I don't think I updated it. I'm gonna fix it. I have exactly 111 subscribers on YouTube's. It's still scheduled? Why is it still scheduled? You're supposed to be live. Whatever, it gives me an opportunity to update the title before anyone notices. Channel content. Yesterday, Mondays was the number 84. Yeah, you can be public now. It's been 24 hours. I think maybe it's because I was doing everything yesterday morning to set the video, schedule the video, whatever. So, Apocalypse, I'm wondering, where does your name come from? It looks very particular. And of course, you never have to answer. If you are busy, don't feel obligated to answer. Okay. Those. I close that. I'm going to go over here. Okay, so the way that Community Day works is, like I said, I invite you into our Discord where you will, if you feel like using your voice to speak on the stream to talk about, hopefully, not hopefully, preferably technology related topics, such as in the new Blazor stuff that's coming up, that I only know very, very little about right now, but it looks exciting. I'm really, really interested in that. So there's that. There is the whole thing that happened with Microsoft that Deflux posted in Discord about them closing down their MRTK team and pretty much the whole HoloLens stuff. Or I don't know if it was the whole HoloLens stuff, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. Again, I'm not very well versed in what is going on, but if you have information or want to discuss it, then yeah, just hop into our Discord, hop into the stream waiting room. I'll try to keep my eyes on it, and if I don't notice that you're sitting there waiting, then I'll pull you into the stream room. Wait, if I don't notice, then please let me know, and then I will pull you into the stream room where your voice will come through on the stream. And when we are on this scene, you will see your name pop up all the way up there at the top. Master Rat is here as well. But until we get some guest stars on our voice channel, then we'll just continue on with the project, but I will be paying more attention It was too long. I think it goes all the way back to 2010 when I used it as my nickname in Counter Strike, but it was too long, so I shortened it to just APOC. So then, what's the SVK? Is that a clan tag or is that your country? Yeah, country or language, I guess. Very cool stuff. That is awesome. But it makes sense. And of course, being community day, like I said, I'll pay more attention to chat. And if you guys want to bring anything up in chat, let's say you don't want to use your voice, but you do want to talk about some topic, feel free to bring it up in chat and we'll have a discussion about it. The other thing would be if you want to see some other type of development. So the stuff that I have are picking up on more HoloLens learning, even though I was just talking about this whole Microsoft situation where they are dropping the MRTK, it seems like. Um, I really, I'm not a big fan so far of the way that the VRTK4. Oh, you might rename it to underscore dev when you start streaming. Awesome. Well, definitely let us know. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to follow you now so that when you do start streaming, I'll just get a notification. Um, how do I collapse this window now that I have subscribed? I mean, followed. Hi, doitashimashite. But yeah, the things that I have are picking up more either on the MRTK or just augmented reality development in general, even using something like Vuforia or OpenAR um, without any of the toolkits. But we can have that. We can work on bot stuff. We can generate some images, which, man, I don't. I'm sad that it's kind of controversial to use AI art because the way that I envision using it, or the way that I am currently using it, is for inspiration for writing characters, like actual story writing. So I'm visualizing my characters and then describing what I see, and then whatever your imagination comes up with when you're reading the story, that's what the character is going to look like to you. But I'll have something that I can, that's relatively close to what I have in mind that I want the character to look like. And then maybe, yeah, I probably want to turn it into some kind of storyboard or graphic novel shot by shot scene kind of stuff. That would be cool. Generate some 3D models based off of it and then customize them. So there is a Blender plugin that isn't free, and I've already used up the 1 week trial for it, where you give it a face and then you say snap mesh to geometry, give it a side view, snap mesh to geometry, tweak it, give it a 3/4 view, snap mesh, and output your. It even grabs the textures for you from each of those. It's so cool. So I might end up um, actually purchasing that or finding an alternative that is open source, SaaS, or free. It's cool stuff though. So yeah, if you want to talk about the, I don't like talking about contradictory things, but this AI art and ChatGPT are pretty interesting topics right now in seeing the many different points of views on their benefits and their drawbacks. Like, we all know the common arguments for and against using them. I think a lot of us do. So common arguments being like, it's the models are trained off of potentially copywritten art, and you are making derivations on those copywritten arts. the the positive parts of it are if you aren't using the art itself that the AI generates directly in some kind of commercial product and you're just using it for inspiration, it's really, really good at getting you out of a rut, in my opinion. So I like those things. But yeah, other than that, just let me know. When last we were working on the project, though, we got to the point where we were trying to update a transfer so that we can mark it as pending. We we have a project link, so it is up on GitHub. It is open source. Oof, Deflux. He's got me saying open sauce. Open sauce. Um, it's open source, and it is on GitHub at the link you can see right there. But it's just raw sauce, no ketchup. There he is too. Yes. Hi, Deflux. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. It's been a fun one for me. I guess I can talk about that real quick. So, for my work product, I've been doing a proof of concept that is still in line with what I was trying to do when I first started this job, which is to have the window that the application is running in. So we have a Maui application. And if you don't know what Maui is, it is a technology that allows you to make cross platform applications using .NET. So you have essentially one class library that has all of your core functionality. You have one UI typically, and then that UI will render correctly based on whether you are targeting or deploying on Android, Mac OS, iOS, Windows, Tizen. And so we're using a Blazor UI for it, just like I set up in this project. We have a Blazor web view. We have all of our Razor class library, Blazor components that are driving the UI. But it has been super duper absolutely difficult to target the title bar when running on Windows, target the title bar, change the background color, potentially change the icon, and then the minimize, maximize, restore, close. Yeah. So, like, the furthest we got was we were able to use the title bar API, but that only works on Windows 7. Windows 7. Oh, what I meant to say was Windows Vista. Wait, Windows 11. 11. And so, where did Windows 7 come from? Probably 7-Eleven. Anyway, crap. I run Windows 3.11. You mean 3.1.1? Um, so anyway, the it's really hard to target the title bar. Oh yeah, yeah. So that only works on Windows 11 when you use the title bar API. I have an example in one of these branches where I'm doing just that. I don't know if it's this one. What is this branch? This branch is the financial management tracker. This branch is the caster example, which he posted a WinUI 3 version where you can update the color of the title bar based on a selected theme kind of thing. T-Fuck said the next version of Windows is going to be called Windows 11. 11. Why are you trying to authenticate? What am I currently? Oh, Teams is trying to re-authenticate? Why? Why? Okay, so anyway, this is showing that the title bar is customizable. You can still click drag. You can target the caption area, change the background colors, change even the shapes, the entire control template for each of those. And then you can have non-interactive stuff in the top, like a scrolling text. You can also have interactive stuff like extra buttons. So, like, we can get that to work, but I can't get a Blazor web view. Is that what it was? I can't get the butterfly image, and I can't get the Blazor web view component to display on the page. Windows 2? Yes. One tiger, one leopard. Oh, and they're gonna have like animal names, like Apple did back in the day. Well, it started with, or I don't know when Safari was in the mix, but yeah. Oh, Safari is just the name of the browser, isn't it? But here's another example, the one that I was talking about with the Windows 11. Let's discard the changes. Yes. Like for some reason on this computer, I can no longer build targeting some things. So I turned it off. I don't care. I'm only trying to show it on Windows at the moment. Windows 1111. Windows this one or Windows that one? Windows other one. File not found. You're not found. Was the app still running? Is that what the issue is? No. And it seems like the app was still running when I checked out. Because I checked out. No incoming, no outgoing. Actually, let's do a quick poll just in case it's up to date. Rebuild. Speaking of rebuild, Captain Commerce will most likely be streaming tonight. It's a Friday. He usually streams on Friday evenings. I try to, at minimum, lurk in his channel. I'll be AFK though, because I've been away. Oh damn! Didn't even think about that one, Tukasoft. Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. Oh, another cool thing is there's this NVIDIA Omniverse platform that I keep wanting to learn more about. It's probably what we're going to use as a company for all of our MR experiences. And it built. And so I really, really, really want to learn more about it. But the reason I bring that up is because there's a meeting, something today that will be going on that, oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose it. Why am I losing it? Anyway, there is a company event that is happening surrounding the Omniverse information. And the Omniverse is an NVIDIA product. And it contains everything for creating MR experiences, from an IDE to the place where you can do all of your source control, to the place where you can do all of your asset sharing, an internal asset store even. It's, yeah, just all of it. Can't wait for One Mountain Gazelle. Gazelles. Okay, so here is us targeting the title bar, being able to change it here, but the only way that it changes is not there. Wasn't this the one where I actually had? I thought that I already put the, I can target it, change the theme, but I had to click away from it and then click back, and then that's what would change the title bar color. But I don't even see my theme picker. Hello? Oh, yeah, yeah. So this thing here, I think I told you guys about this already, though. Kind of lame. But something you don't think about when you're making a desktop application that's using a web technology, essentially a web technology, it's just a presentation technology, is what I would call it. But that uses HTML, essentially, is links are suddenly now draggable. And so you can click drag a link if it's a link from, I don't know why I was doing it before and it's not doing it now. But you can click drag a link. Is this a button? Excuse me, are you a button? I think that's a button. Let me just put a link on here real quick. Oh, actually, aren't there already links to here? Yeah. Huh. I really don't know why that's not actually working. Excuse me, are you guys? Yeah, they're anchors. Point is, at least everywhere else, you can click drag a link to your desktop, to a folder, whatever, and it'll create a shortcut to it. So if you're dragging a folder that has a link to /counter, then it's going to put http://0000/counter as the URL on the desktop, which doesn't go anywhere. So you have a couple of options. When you do the click drag, you could overwrite it and say do https or whatever :/ name of your app. Wait, other way around. Name of your app : and then the page. And that should give you a route to that page by starting the app. Or you can just disable draggable. What are deep links? Tell me about deep links. I wanna know. Sauce control. My water is still way back here. You can see my other bottle. I have 2 bottles of water that I drink from. Makes me have to go upstairs half as often. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we do have something that's like that. Um, and I believe prog testing is actually doing something with that currently. One of the pay systems that he's using, you go to the web app, you click on whatever login, and then you have the option to fill in your payment information there, or click on this thing that does open in my phone app of that payment system. And then it just goes to your phone. I didn't actually see the phone part of it, but yeah. So if you can do it in a Blazor WebAssembly app, you can do it on a Maui app or a Blazor server app even. Hiccups. But the thing that our app has is, let's say that you run a test on your computer and it fails. You go through the troubleshooting. The troubleshooting doesn't resolve your issue. It takes you to a screen with a QR code, and you can either click next to be taken to the support site where you can submit your ticket and all of that fun stuff, or you can scan the QR code with your phone. Dead. Or you can scan QR code with your phone and it'll take you to the app, just in case you don't have network connection or you just feel like using your phone for that instead. Yep. Got him. Oh, jeez. It's sweltering at -2 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, one of them actually lined up. Yeah, 2 of them lined up. But there's that one. What's the other one? Data template try. I forget what the issue was with data template try. Using extends content to title bar. Putting this together doesn't seem to affect the behavior. Oh, the extends content to title bar doesn't affect the behavior. Dude. Um, Figure out how to change colors at runtime without the same rendering issues I've run into before. So this might be the one that I was thinking about where you can change the color at runtime, but you have to remove the focus and then re-add the focus. Oh, yeah, I know what's going on. Well, I can't target you, right? Reload. You have to let it try to build. Unload? Anyone? Anyone? There it is. Asking for people in chat. Is anyone using Azure Functions isolated and using some sort of authentication? Anyone at all? Going once, going twice, going 3 times, going 4 times, going 5. I'm just going to keep counting. It's never going to run out. Too scared of Azure billing, sadly. Yeah, all of my projects are personal projects that I don't need hosted anywhere, and my work products are desktop applications that don't really talk to, well, they do talk to servers, but we don't control the URLs that we send and receive information from. Like one of them is an FTP site for from the company for BIOS updates. Another one is Windows updates themselves. Dude, set this as startup class. You unloaded the project, man. Pay attention. It's too expensive. I can't pay attention. Okay, so this is showing that we have content like a text block inside of the title bar. We still have our highlightable minimize, maximize, restore. Oh, yeah, yeah. That was fun too, trying to figure out how to get the restore functionality back. Um, and this actually is hovered. It's just red, which the background currently is. But if we change color, okay, okay. None of these are the example where I can actually change the background color. That was probably a completely different project. How to restore the restore. Deflex has been working on the issue for days. Convince your employer to give you Visual Studio Enterprise. Technically, it's also required for commercial companies. But don't they have pretty much the same model that Duende Identity Server does? Where if you're a small company, then you only need professional. If you make more than X amount, you need enterprise. Yeah, yeah. I know that you get credits. I use them sometimes for on my work machine, but That's that project. Do I still have? No. Do I still have repos? Get 1 1 1 1 1 1. Now we Blazor theming example. Open Sasami. Well, I haven't seen Defines' Lunch and Learn for a while. I hope he's doing okay. M. Let's see what this one does. Excuse me, can I see the branches, please? So I know what branch I'm on. Please. 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 Okay. Custom title bar again. We'll see how far we got with this. This is kind of fun to explore. It's Dindle. Hey, says T Fox. I built. Will it blend? But hi, Findle. Findle is another fantastic member of our community. He is a streamer extraordinaire, doing all sorts of shenanigans with legacy frameworks and new frameworks. And where did this semicolon go? Did I just like rage quit on this project or something? Feels like I would have rage quit. He's also in the waiting room. Yatta! And now he is in the stream room. Let me turn on my
Hello.
virtual camera so that you don't have to look at the stream, but then you miss out on all of the fantastic music.
Aw. Well, I'll just have to listen to you and that'll have to be good enough. Nothing it will be.
I don't think so.
Ah. Don't sell yourself short. So, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So,
I had a bit of a day, and a bit of a night last night. Had
also,
a, I don't know. Everything was working great. I was doing something not at the computer and my phone blew up because there was a payment system that hit the ground face first. And nothing worked. No one could get paid.
okay,
I did
okay.
nothing, and no one else
Not
did
not literal
anything, they say.
explosions.
No, not literal explosions, but money missing accounts where there were supposed to be money. And
Oops.
yeah,
Was it Y2K? I bet you it was Y2K.
I wish it was because I still have no idea what the heck it was. What what I managed to find out worked is, it worked on my machine, and it did. I'm not kidding. It worked on my machine. I went into the server. And I mean, the server looked like it was fine, but after trying to figure this out for like an hour, I said, screw it, I'll just reboot it. I restarted it, and it worked for 10 minutes, and then it died again. So I rebooted the server, and it worked for 10 minutes, and then it died again. So I started
An
thinking
event
about,
log says
thread
what?
pool exhaustion. Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, it said that it failed to connect to a remote server. But I could
And it
connect to
kept
it from
trying to.
local. Yeah, I could connect to it from local, and it could connect to it for the first 10 minutes after a restart. And then it started failing.
My machine as well.
So, I started thinking about, okay, so is this like a not thread pool exhaustion, but you have a connection pool as well,
Oh,
a port pool of sorts.
port pool.
But
That's
nope,
dirty.
yeah, that wasn't it either. I still have no idea what was going on. but it works now.
Yeah, I definitely have no idea what's going on
I mean, I
ever.
fixed it, and I still have no idea what I did to fix it. So obviously, I didn't fix it. It just started working. And I'm like, ah. I did find out that Azure had a bit of a network snafu on Wednesday morning, I'd say. But that shouldn't affect something on Thursday evening that should be totally unrelated. So
You don't know that.
I don't know that. But it feels like it shouldn't. I mean, it was network, who knows? But yeah, I spent, what was it, like 6 hours last night from 7-ish in the evening. And then most of today, and at around 14:30 to 30 p.m., it just came alive.
I'm gonna say it was the lag that you get from trying to use Azure based in Washington going to Sweden, and it just took that long. That's all it was.
Yeah, it took, what, 7 hours, what did we end up at? Like 14 hours of work and 6 hours of sleep or something in lag. Have you seen the RFC for IP over AV carrier?
I This sounds familiar. This
Yeah,
sounds very
you know
familiar.
what an RFC is, right?
Request
Request for comment.
for comments, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it's the
avian carrier would
super.
be pigeon.
Yes.
And
So
I
it's an
think you brought it
RFC
up.
about the communication protocol where you literally strap a USB stick to the leg of a pigeon and send
Mm.
it.
Yes, I remember this
So
now. This would
yeah,
have been,
bandwidth is
geez, man, you
great.
told us about this like
Yeah, I think I
30
did.
plus months ago. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's old. It's like RFCs are super serious, except for on April Fools. It's like max one per year. That's yeah, and those are really detailed and well written as well. So yeah, I mean you've heard of the coffee pot control protocol, I guess.
No, I don't know that one.
Oh,
Dukasoft would have
I
heard
will
of
have
that
to
one.
send this. Let's see. I'm gonna see look at chat here as well.
This isn't something I wrote, is it? Yeah, it is.
Totally can get paid extra if you do that.
Object was not set to an instance or reference. Dispatchers null.
Don't worry, Deflux. It's all on me.
I didn't actually read out what he said because I didn't want to interrupt you.
I said that for legal reasons, I'm going on another streamer and talk about my version of events so that I do not have to incriminate myself. There's no incrimination going on here. I did nothing. You did nothing. Someone in a data somewhere did something, and yeah.
Where is my content? Excuse me.
Hypertext coffee pot control protocol.
Hypertext, excuse me. Coffee.
Hold on. Link in chat now. This is humor.
Mm, make it big.
This document describes HTCP/CP, a protocol for controlling, monitoring, and diagnosing coffee pots.
Mm, expressly. I love that.
Yep. Yeah, deflux. It was Victol. Yeah, it's the bot. Bots are evil.
Book machine history. Interesting uses of network.
It introduced a couple of HTTP codes that are now being used by Twitter. I'm not sure if they're still used, but they were for a bit at least.
Brew method.
Yeah. Error 418. I'm a teapot.
Not a coffee machine.
Yes.
Hashtag not a four. Dude, what is this? Move. Okay, thank you. Milk type, syrup type, sweetener, spice type, alcohol type. Mm.
I mean, like someone spent time on this.
Yeah, seriously. They even have translations and oh man. So we're going to be supporting 4 new languages in our app,
I
and we have to
I
get
like
all
the
of
Thai
our.
version there.
Oh, I didn't see it. We're going to have to get all
Look
of
in the
our
list. It was in the bottom of the
textuses
translations.
translated. It is encoded. Why? It's just encoded. That's all.
Yeah.
Earl
Yeah. So you're going to
encode.
be doing translations.
Yeah, not me. We have to send it to the translation team, but the issue is that we have some text that wasn't translated in every language,
Hmm.
and we're trying to figure out what the good balance is between sending them the strings that need to be translated in the current languages that we support that they missed, and then sending them the extra languages. Do we send them together? Do we just do only fix these translations in the languages that we currently have? Oops. Decode. Where's decode? I did URL encoder instead of decoder.
You URL encoded the URL encoded string.
There. See?
And is it actually Thai? Or does it actually look like Thai?
Elephant rhino. Detect language.
Hey, nice.
Yes.
So the coffee wasn't a lie.
It could be still. Just because it
True.
translates
True.
correctly doesn't mean that it's not a lie. That was a lot of negatives in that statement.
Yeah. Translations, I hate them. Translations and number formats in different parts of the world is the bane of my existence.
Mm.
Almost as bad as, off by one errors.
Yeah. The I don't oh yes, I do. So we have one spot where we fully spell out month, day, year, like the full month name, day,
Hmm.
year, and that is displayed differently based on different languages. So that was a lot of fun to figure out.
I
Uh,
can imagine. It's like the day, month, year, or
yeah,
month,
that
day,
one's
year
easy because
problem
that's
on
just too
steroids.
local. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that one's
mean, but
just
that's
too
like
local.
that problem on steroids.
Mm.
Mm.
You pretty much provide a date format string and then you localize it and then you
Yep.
output the localized month, day, month, year,
Hmm.
year,
And then you
some
have
symbol.
places that use commas as the decimal marker. And then you have
Yeah.
places that use commas, sorry, periods for decimals, but commas for thousand separators. Yeah.
And then some people whose thousands are based on 10,000 is is the separator every
Ah,
10,000.
nice.
That
Nice.
one's fun.
I mean, none of these problems are, terribly difficult to deal with, but so easy to forget it.
Yeah. Like
And
the
then you
one that I
get
was
someone
talking about
international
earlier.
somewhere, and yeah,
Yeah. Like I
and
was talking
everything
about
just
earlier
explodes.
with the links that you just don't think about. You can click drag a link off of the app and put it on your desktop and create a shortcut to
Hmm.
your app, which is not really a real link. had to fix
What
that.
do you mean not really a real link? Explain that one.
So
You mean when you
let's
create a
do.
shortcut to a web page? Or
Yeah, hold on. Is this Fine Man? This is Fine Man. Hello, CD, Fine Man, Watham, server, .NET Latch, .NET Stare. You get to hear
oh,
me
right, did
humming
you
this
end up
song
looking
instead.
at that Blazor Unified United
Yes, I did.
whatever it was video?
I was
What do you
inviting
think?
anyone who wants to talk about that to talk about it because it's really interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah, I really like it as well.
There was
I've
one thing
been.
that I can't quite remember that just seemed a
Mhm.
bit tedious, that I didn't like the approach that they were taking for it. I can't remember what it was. It was close to the end of the video.
Yeah, and I mean all the details are up for grabs. It's or up in the air, or how do you say it? Not set in stone.
Right, that's a good version.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so actually, I need to do this in the Blazor. I don't know why I started that. But the
yeah.
thing that
So
I
the
really
details
like
about how
about
to
it,
do it. Yeah.
yeah, is the auto. So render type auto, where it first start if the runtime has not been cached yet on
Mm-hmm.
that machine, it will start up in Blazor server, and then the next run it'll start up in WebAssembly.
In Wasm.
That blew me away. I
Yeah,
was like, holy cow! Yes,
that's like
please.
the both. Yeah, it's the thing that we've been struggling with getting to work, or I have at
Mm,
least, with
mhm.
both the WASM and server side
Yeah,
rendering,
and it's
and that's
because
just a flag.
our thought process was I want to be able to start the app in server, and then as soon as we're
Hmm.
done downloading the runtime and the resources and WebAssembly is ready, then I want it to switch to WebAssembly as opposed to let's just run it in server until the next run.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, running on server for one visit is acceptable, I think. And then when they visit it
So
next time, they
confusing.
have all the DLLs, and then it runs in WASM from the start. I really like the,
Dukasoft's excited about it.
oh my God, yes.
It's so good.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think the thing that really like spoke to me was the outputting of static HTML, which sounds really boring, but I mean,
No, I
I'm
mean,
trying to
with
write a
since you
personal
have a whole
website
bunch
thing.
of web pages
Hmm.
already and
Yeah.
stuff that's
I'm
generated
trying
on
to
the
build
server.
a blog-ish engine for, a personal website to learn more about Blazor and doing that kind of stuff. But I've been really worried about that because if I'm going to write something on the internet, I'd really like it to be searchable, by Google.
Mm.
And spas and search engines are not the best of friends. From what I
Yeah, I
understand, they
mean,
can do some
it's
things, but when it
pretty
gets too
difficult
advanced, they
to set
just,
it up.
yeah. But with this, I mean, you can set some pages, like the external ones, to just, yes, please, render HTML. And then, if I understood it correctly, you can have some parts on a static page that are still rendered as
Yes.
Blazor. So you could have like static HTML for a blog post,
Hmm.
and then Blazor server or Blazor WASM or whatever for the comment field. Yeah. And then have the
Absolutely,
entire
yes.
server side be 100% Blazor, of course, or
Yeah.
the admin. That
Absolutely,
seems
yes.
like the thing for me.
Here was something that threw me though. When I first started watching the video, and I mentioned this on Irish John's stream. Was it Irish John's? Maybe it was someone else's. I can't remember. But I was watching the start of the video. Like usually I only listen to the videos
Hmm.
and, look over whenever he's talking about some piece of code or something. But for some reason I was watching the start of the video and this entire intro, he only blinks close to the end and his eyes are fixed on the camera and sometimes it looks like they shift, like they float. but it's probably because he's reading a teleprompter. But I was thinking that he was using the NVIDIA uh, thing.
Well, even if you're reading off a teleprompter, you don't spend,
Yeah.
what was that, 40 seconds or 30
Yep.
seconds without blinking.
He was
You
just,
you do
and
that
it's not
much.
even a real blink either. It's like a I'm between words, so I'm gonna close my eyes for long enough.
Yeah, and that's probably when Nvidia couldn't catch it anymore.
Yeah, but I
Like,
don't think he is actually using the thing.
do you think he's staring into a camera on a teleprompter for like 20, 25 seconds a pop?
Yes.
Holy crap.
And it's just
I
so weird
hope he
because
uses
like
eye drops.
when you talk, you're usually blinking in between thoughts
Yeah,
and still blinking.
yeah.
So it's not like it has to do with your eyes being dry or not. Sometimes it's just the words that you use
Yeah, but I
that
mean,
cause you to blink.
afterwards, like, so his eyes don't entirely dry up after doing this whole thing, but because holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's 45 seconds now.
yeah.
And then
Fun
he does
fact.
this thing.
What did he do?
He like squinted his eyes but didn't blink right here.
I think he blinked there.
No.
If you
I
look
don't.
at the lower part of his eye when he does that, kind of goes up. I think that was a blink, but NVIDIA removed it. I think that
If he's
they're
using it.
using both. I think they're
Yeah.
using both. Did
This
you
is
know
crazy.
that for Terminator 2, Patrick Swayze, I think, was
In
the
Terminator 2, that was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
no, that was in one. The bad guy. Come on. The liquid
The
guy.
bad guy in Terminator 2 was not Patrick Swayze. That was
Oh,
he just showed up recently on something else. But yeah, anyway, I know who you're talking
yeah.
about.
Well, yeah, that guy, he apparently spent like 6 months before actually shooting the movie, learning how to shoot a
Robert
gun
Patrick.
without blinking. Yeah,
Oh,
how to shoot a
without
gun without blinking when it fires.
flinching. Mm.
Yeah, flinching, like just staring ahead like he's doing nothing at all and just shooting. So apparently he literally blinks 0 times in the entire movie.
It's just creepy. But yeah, I
Yes.
found myself just staring at his eyes to see if he's using the technology and then missing all of his intro content. And I was like, wait, wait, I missed all that.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't even look at his eyes before this, but now I can't look away.
Yeah, he just goes. I wonder if I do that. It's just that I'm never really looking at the camera because I'm looking in chat. I guess I don't
Alec Baldwin said something similar, but he learned how to shoot for real without realizing or looking.
know.
Yeah, Deflux, that whole thing was a snafu of epic
Yeah,
proportions. I read about like how it's supposed to be, and you know how it's supposed to work with firearms on a movie set. Yeah, and it's like 7 or 8 safety gates that were just ignored or failed before he actually shot the poor woman.
you guys always got to bring stuff like this up, don't you? You have to inject it wherever you can.
The Alec Baldwin thing?
Just anything that has to do with people getting hurt.
Uh yeah. Yeah, that one sucked.
Look at chat. Look at us. This is Ultralord.
The horrible thing there is, I mean, there isn't a single person that's responsible. It's like minor mess ups by 5 or 6 different people who did some small thing wrong and it just snowballed into someone getting shot.
Yeah, same level as what happened to Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee on the set of The Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Was it The Crow? I think it was called The Crow. I can't remember what it was called. Good movie though.
Yeah, it's The Crow. Can't remember the movie.
Just inject it. I
I
was
mean,
in
I
chat.
remember it was dark,
Oh,
but I
I can
can't
definitely
remember
remember the
anything
movie. I
what it was
really
about.
liked it. I liked it a lot. You know now we have like social media and information. You guys have social media and information. I keep my eyes off it because I don't like discussing these things.
Well, you have LinkedIn.
I don't use it. I have a
Well,
LinkedIn.
you accepted my invite.
I did. And my
Yes.
LinkedIn account is sitting there, and I have about 30 or 40 requests after that that are like, add me to your
Yeah.
LinkedIn. We have a job opening. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, good for you.
LinkedIn is a place that you update when you're looking for jobs,
Yep,
more or less.
more or
I
less.
try to connect with people that I'm, interacting with. I think interacting on stream is fine, and then connecting on there as well.
Yeah,
Building network before the day that I actually need
yeah,
it.
exactly. I'm okay with
But
that.
I am
Especially if
I'm
you're like looking for
extremely
a job and
passive.
you're gonna reach out to me for recommendation or anything like
Yeah,
that, then yeah, having me on
yeah.
LinkedIn for a while will show that you've known me for a while.
Hmm.
So that's totally cool with me.
Yeah. But yeah, I get cold invites all the time, and I just ignore
Yeah,
them.
it's like
The hard part is when it's a local cold invite, like someone from a company in my city.
but still, it's
I'm
like
like,
I think I have my status set to I'm not looking or
hmm,
anything.
yeah, but they keep reaching out.
Do do. So qué
Let's
más?
just let's just ignore LinkedIn.
No, I mean use it when you use it. Use it
Yes,
when
but I
it
mean
is
daily.
appropriate to use it. Yeah,
Yes.
daily.
I spend way too much time on Facebook. I'm
The
old. I still use
workspace.
Facebook.
I have a Facebook account.
Hmm.
The end. It's the same as any other social media that I have, other than Twitch.
Yeah,
And I guess I'm now updating my YouTube channel with these videos. So,
I should. I really
oh,
should.
and Discord. I guess like I do respond to people on Discord on occasion.
Yeah, Discord.
LinkedIn Park.
I'm very well. It's installed everywhere. I get a little notification as soon as something happens, so I'll just look at it.
Yeah, I get notification fatigue really fast. So even an email from work is too much. Like I got 3 emails in a row essentially from this Sagetti computer. I
Hmm.
was like, no, 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 leave me alone. And it's actual work
During work
related stuff.
hours or
Yeah,
after?
during work hours. Because I leave my work phone. So I have a work phone because I didn't want my email and stuff on my personal phone, even though they have the separate work and personal phone thing. I was like, no, no thanks. Especially since they wanted me to have a cell phone number in my profile so that they can reach me. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be its own phone. So
Yeah.
that stays on my desk after work hours when I'm over there.
Yeah, I just use eSIMs.
I think that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, so I have one phone, but two cards in it, but only one physical card and one that's electronic.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this seems like. It's just it's called a work profile.
Okay. Okay, as soon as someone starts tagging at everyone, that server gets muted instantly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, including Balint's,
He
because he
hasn't been
tags
tagging at
everyone
everyone,
before
does he?
every. Yeah, he does it before every single stream,
Must not be in his stream.
or when he does the schedules. Could be.
Yeah, I'm not in his
Yeah,
Discord server. Gosh.
stream schedule, every single
Yeah, and
message
that's what
at
I
everyone.
want to learn how to do the flipping roles thing, but I just haven't been motivated enough to do it. So you
Ah,
can click on a role on an icon to be in a role so that you can see that server, and then you can see notifications from that server only if
hmm,
you're in that role.
if you're in that role, yeah.
But yeah, I always
I
mute
set up.
servers, all my servers.
Yeah. I set up a Discord server, and then I figured, why did I do this? I'm already in like way too many Discord servers. So
I'm in a decent amount.
if you go to my Twitch now and type, exclamation more, exclamation, ah,
Explanation. I like
yeah, I can't
explanation
say
marks.
the
This one
word.
is the saddest
Anyways,
one right here. Deck of gear.
you,
I was so
you
excited.
dick a what?
Deck of gear. They were working on a high quality, low cost VR headset, and
Oh,
they just disappeared. They
ah,
just dropped the ball.
that sucks. Yeah, exclamation point was the word I was trying to say.
Bang. Just
If
say
you do the
bang.
Discord command over at my place, it's like, yeah, I don't really have a Discord. Go over here. I'm around there.
Bang Discord. Go to Layla's
Yes,
server. That's where you'll see me the most.
exactly.
Yeah, all the Microsoft ones, the Twitch ones, Twitch Live, OBS, and then all the people that I really, 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 really like Irish John, Big Amy, uh,
Oh yeah, the
what's
live
his name?
coders, which is
Instafuff.
semi-dead.
Oh, Instafuff. Yes. The little all-in-one that's sitting down there was like, I just restarted.
Oh, computer.
Yeah, one of my
All right.
test machines.
Mm.
Test
Oh,
all machines.
on top of everything else happening this weekend,
Mhm.
my Surface wouldn't start,
Did that blow up too?
and I
Did
had
it
it connected
actually
to
blow up?
my dock, and it said that it was charging, but it wouldn't start. So in the end, I connected it to the, actual wall outlet plug, and then it started. Seems like my Surface 2 dock isn't delivering enough power to actually
Yes.
start the thing. You can keep it running, but can't start it if it's dead, which feels what? Who let that through QA?
Yes. I did. Are you using the right
You
charger?
did.
Are you using the right AC adapter?
Yes.
Am I?
I mean, with the AC
We both
adapter,
have
it
to.
works. Yeah. With the right adapter, I mean, with the wall plug adapter, it works. But I have a Surface dock.
A dock. Are you
Try
using the
trying
right
to
AC adapter on the dock?
that is the dock's AC adapter. It's not
Then
like
yes.
yes. There is no
Because
option.
like
The
my
plug
workstation has
is
its own
welded.
charger or its own adapter, and then my dock for the workstation has its own charger,
Yeah, same.
which is higher powered because it needs to charge both or power both the dock and the laptop. And
Yeah,
I assume
you'd
it's the
think
same with
so.
yours.
Yeah, you'd think so. But for some reason, the dock isn't outputting enough power
Mm.
on the connector to the Surface, which is like, how?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Worlds
mean,
are
I'll
pretty
give you
easy
the
once you
Surface
get into
dock I
them,
have is like 4 years old,
which
but
is
it's
not
the
bad
exact
for a
same
dock.
model that you can buy today.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no update on the latest one. It's the same thing.
I
I think I'm gonna double check that so I'm not lying. It was the same
I
thing
believe it,
like
but
a few
I'm gonna
months
verify
ago.
real quick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very certain of what I'm saying, but I'm gonna make
I
sure
am.
that I actually, yeah, Surface Dock 2. It's the same thing. I mean, this thing doesn't have USB-C ports. That's how, quote, old it is. It's still great, but three
I have
USB-C
a
ports on
bunch
the
of.
Surface and four Type A ports on the dock, plus two mini display ports.
I don't even see any. I have a whole bunch of USB-C to USB 3 and USB 3 to USB-C adapters. Oh, here they are.
Ha, Duka. Ha.
Whoa. Low
Yeah,
camera.
that got blurry quick.
Oh, hold. There you go.
Yeah. C to A.
And A to C.
Or actually A to C, yeah.
Both. I got both.
Mm-hmm.
I got a ball.
All of them.
Including a dongle for my mouse or for any of my Logitech devices, I guess. The unifying one.
I am such a pleb. I use Bluetooth for
It's not
everything,
pleb. Why would it be pleb?
including when I'm gaming.
Oh,
People are
because
like,
you
but
game FPS? What?
yeah, I play Destiny 2.
So, yes.
Yes. It's like, I suck so bad that 20 milliseconds extra lag on my input
Right.
isn't gonna make any kind of difference.
ACDC. Because, oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry, total derail again. Have you seen the clip from Australian radio with a guy
No, I
who
have not.
there's a guy who calls in on a like raffle they have, and he calls in and gets put through, and he wins a motorcycle, a Harley Davidson, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that the tax stuff works the same in Australia as it does in Sweden because of this. But if it's a raffle, the raffler, the organization holding the raffle, needs to pay taxes on the winnings. But if it's some kind of competition, like answer this question, then the winner has to pay the taxes.
Jeez,
Does
oh
that make
no.
sense? So they
Yes.
have a
I can
question.
see where this is going.
Yeah. So he calls in and they have a question. And the question is, how do you spell ACDC? And he goes, A, they say they.
Nice
And
Australian accent, too.
he, he gets like 5 tries. And he gets it wrong every single
Oh
time.
my
Can't spell
gosh.
ACDC.
Let's see.
And
It's
they get,
EIGH
yeah.
space SEA space DEE space SEE. Did I get it? Do I win?
Something like that. I think you failed. No motorbike for you.
No motorbike. Good.
No. People did the same thing, when these raffles got really popular on Facebook and they blocked it. So they decided to change it to. I mean, the word isn't competition. What's the word when you have to do something to be able to win? Like on top of entering, you have to answer a question.
I, I don't know what else to call that.
But you know what I mean, right? A
Yes,
competition then.
absolutely.
Uh, so raffles got
Challenge?
blocked on Facebook.
Challenge. Go
Yes,
with
challenge.
challenge.
Challenge works. Yeah. So raffles got
We like
blocked on
challenge.
Facebook, and all the companies who wanted to do them switched over to challenges. And they were like literally, what's 2 plus 3? Or,
Mm.
yeah.
Just so that they don't have to pay the taxes on the thing.
Yes. And so Facebook wouldn't say it's a raffle because it's technically not a raffle.
Mm.
You have to know something to be able to enter it.
ACDC. That would have been my answer to the what's 2 plus 3.
A, D, C, D.
No, I would have said it
And
correctly.
I'm,
I would have
I'm,
just
yeah,
wrong time.
yeah, you should have, or he should have. I am 100% certain that I'm slaughtering my attempt at a Australian accent.
I can't even do Australian. Mm-mm. Not gonna
Obviously,
try.
I can't either, but it sounds right when I think about it. But then I do it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oof, no.
I do like how that happens. Like, I always
Yeah.
think I think about that a lot. Actually, it's kind of weird. Um, oh, that's why the ID is not getting populated. I found it. Okay. Um, yes. Sorry. Um, but where you're thinking about, you know what this accent sounds like, and you know what the accent you want to make sounds like, and then when you try it, it comes out just way wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
just
one
talking
thing with
mushrooms.
Discord really sucks. The quality is not great. I can't see what you're doing.
Wait, really?
Can't see the
It
text.
should be
Nah,
a
not on
minimum
Discord.
720, but maybe we're
It's
not boosted
blurry
anymore.
AF.
We're not boosted anymore. Um,
Oh, you can throw money at that issue.
yeah.
Yeah, that's usually my solution to most problems, to be honest.
I don't think we've got Nitro. I thought that I was still doing that with my account. Apparently not.
No.
Didn't matter. I'm not doing anything super important. I was just finding out why my update isn't working, and it's because the ID for each of my related fields is not getting populated by the view model because I don't have anything in the view model to hold on to the related fields ID. Son of a
You're not passing through the ID?
int payment ID. So I have
Yeah.
an entity that is a transaction, and it has either, oh, I guess either, I can't say either, it's one of three. It has a payment, associated
Hmm.
payment entity, or a transfer, or a deposit record associated with
Yeah.
it. And I am not keeping track of that associated records ID in my view model. So when I am sending it back, sending the view model back to update an existing record, the navigation property, the associated records ID, is not part of it. So it's trying to treat it as a new entry because it's ID 0.
Yeah.
Son of a.
Well, you found it.
You found it. You're the one that helped me with
I'm
this.
pretty certain I didn't find it.
Wait, what? Yeah, and I got to do it this way too.
I just
But
started thinking
I don't.
about old C unions. Do you remember those?
Oh, wait.
A
C
union struct in
unions?
C. Yeah.
No, no, I don't know those.
It's basically a struct, but you can only use one field at a time. So imagine this, you have like a
I am
parent
imagining it.
element
That's
struct.
terrible.
Yeah. It's from, the days of old when memory was, let's say,
Yeah.
slightly
Mm-hmm.
expensive. So you could have like, something could have multiple different parents or children or whatever. So you could create one struct, call it parent, and that could in turn have three different values. But you could only have one at a time because they use the same memory space.
Jeez. And look how far we've
So,
come now.
yes. Now we're like, oh, I'm booting the application, and that's 40 megabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just that, but my entire application plus all of my state classes plus all of
Hmm.
their children objects are stored in memory while the
Nice.
application is running.
Nice. Yeah, the application that I'm working on my stream, on the ISS server, IIS actually, it is using 1.2 gigabytes of RAM.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Yes.
I'm assuming the one that I used to work on with the ArcGIS server, oh, those have to be massive.
When you
Resource
start
hogs.
getting, users and you start caching stuff and yeah,
Mhm.
it grows real quick.
Yeah, and just think of doing
Uh,
that with Blazor server where each user session is essentially run by the server. Each
yeah,
UI interaction.
that's gonna grow quick.
But
And then we're back at Duca's solution to things.
yes, throw more
Throw more
money at it.
money at it and get bigger
Mm-hmm.
servers.
Or are you more talking about the one where he was like your Docker container needs more
I
resources?
think he meant, throw more money on the Discord server to up the quality. But in
Money
this case, I
thrown
can throw more money at Azure and up the VM size.
up the ante.
Yeah. Honestly, though, let me take a look. I'm not sure. Are you using Azure for anything?
Kind of like for learning, but nothing
Yeah.
on stream.
I'm gonna see if I can
Like
find
Azure
the
Spatial Anchors, for example.
see here B2MS. Here we go.
Now we actually have to
The
populate those
server that
fields.
I'm using is costing me $72 a month, which is actually not that terrible. It's got a 800 megabits per second connection to the interwebs, running on Windows OS, 8 gigs of RAM. Uh, yeah. I mean, if you bought your own server, it'd be cheaper in the long run, but then you'd have the whole issue of, keeping the server up.
Yeah,
And after
opening
I'd
it,
been down
opening it up
in
to other
a,
people too, and
yeah.
security.
Mhm.
No thanks.
And I spent the days between Christmas and New Year's, 2 years in a row, down in the basement switching out hard drives because they died. And then I decided, screw this, I'm moving to the cloud.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and again, all of my stuff is internal, so I am my own server because I'm not expecting
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
else to connect to any of my resources.
I mean, I have a computer that's exposed to the internet. Well, I have a virtual machine that's exposed to the internet
Hmm.
uh, here at home. Uh, and that's fine, but anything that, has to be up, nah, that's going on Azure.
Yeah, right now I'm using AWS for my database that I want access to wherever I am,
Hmm?
but that's about it. That's about it. All right. I think I fixed my issue.
Yay.
I hope. We'll give it a
No,
We're going to find out together. What else is new?
I still can't use
What else is
.NET
old?
Watch.
Really?
No. My
Is it
muscle
because you
memory
still
presses F5.
have? Oh, I was going to say, is it because you still have .NET framework stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. Framework doesn't work with
Dependencies?
.NET Watch, but
Yeah,
even when I'm building a
but
Blazor thing, it's like my brain goes F5 as soon as I've done something and I want to try it.
that sounds like a desktop developer.
Uh, nah,
Like
I
people that
mean, as soon as you
do
do things,
desktop and mobile are usually like, you web developers are weird for. Yeah, Control F5 is what developers
isn't that
mostly
run
use.
without debugging?
Yeah,
Yeah, nah, just
like
F5.
almost always have the app running without debugging. And then back in the day, it was Control F5, and then when you go to the page, F5, and then they came up with browser link, and then Control Enter, and then it was just auto sync. And
And you run .NET Watch so it'll hit breakpoints because it
No,
doesn't,
I'm
right?
using .NET Watch because it's more reliable for hot reload
Mm-hmm.
in a Blazor Wasm map.
Yeah, but you can't hit breakpoints when you do Watch.
Correct. Correct.
Is there a flag you can use?
All you would have to do is just connect the debugger.
Okay.
I forget where it is. It's one of these, but you can manually attach a debugger,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I know.
attach the
I figured
process.
it was
So
a really simple way of doing it because then you do a root edit and you have to restart .NET Watch.
no, you don't.
You don't?
That's a lie. Don't lie to me. Root edit. Do you want to restart your app? Yes or no? Uh,
Ah,
I
okay,
want to
okay. So you can
always
restart
rebuild.
without restarting Watch. All right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then anytime I make a root edit, then it'll automatically rebuild and then refresh. Or you could just tell it to only do that when you want it to. Yeah. I did another root edit and it rebuilt. It's
You did a
refreshing the page.
non-root edit.
Another root
You
edit.
unrooted it.
Disrooted. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
But yay. Let's see if this thing works. Here we go. I need a date. One
I believe in you.
seven. Oh, 0107. I really need to make a new date picker though. I hate date, the standard date inputs. Here we go. Here we go. I need F12 open. And survey says there were errors still. The error is.
Do you remember the old Windows 8 Internet Explorer date picker?
Do I remember what that one looks like? No, I don't. I know that I've had to use
It
it.
Yeah, it was the same as everything else on Windows 8. It was very touch oriented.
Wait,
It
Windows
was
8. No,
horrible to
I've
use
never
with the
had to
mouse.
do Windows 8 development on purpose.
No, no, even on web pages, if you had a date field,
Oh, you said IE.
input
Okay.
type date.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
I don't, you know what?
so freaking touch oriented and it was horrible to use with a mouse.
I don't think I started using input type date until around 2014. I don't think I put anything other than input type text or
Okay.
HTML dot input text. Well, that would have been 2014 when I started doing MVC.
Okay.
So yeah,
What did
I
you
think I
do
was
before
just
that?
input type text and then JavaScript to convert everything from string to numbers or dates or whatever I needed.
That sounds like an old school way of doing things.
It was terrible. I'm a really
Yeah.
bad programmer.
Did you do
Transaction cannot be tracked
localization?
because another instance with the same. No, didn't even do that.
Oh.
Nope. Uh-uh.
Hey, well, if you're doing it that way, then not doing localization is not didn't even.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything that I was doing was for the internal customers.
Hmm. And they always typed it the right way.
No, no, but they got their hands slapped when they didn't. That's it.
Yeah. And they had nowhere to leave bad reviews when the application wasn't
Correct.
working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it can be tracked. We're doing an
Nowhere to
update.
leave.
Somebody tell them we're doing an update.
I remember I bought a JavaScript book way, way, way back when. It was fairly thin. It might have been like, what, 60 or 70 pages or something. And the whole thing was basically, yeah, you can use JavaScript to do confirmation dialogues. Because that was everything JavaScript used to be good for.
Right. Here's an alert, and
Uh,
here's a. Are you sure?
yeah, alert and confirm.
Yep.
You could do DOM manipulation, but it was so terribly slow. And the syntax for doing it was, yeah, it wasn't fun.
Now with the
We've come
S6,
a
it's so
we've come a
easy.
little bit since then.
So
The
easy,
whole,
even a caveman could do
designed in
it.
a week thing isn't really relevant anymore.
Wait, does this one still have a cores issue when I run it with Blazor? That's what
I
that
hate
was.
cores. Pretty much, Duca. Pretty much.
Target
If you want
machine
to do logic,
actively
do it
refused.
on the server.
I
I'm gonna
love it.
see if I can find that thing. just because I'm interested.
Oh, absolutely. How do I run? Get a treadmill? Because you ain't going outside. Oh no, I covered up my Discord window. Okay, hopefully, I have everything set up in OBS correctly that when we're done with the stream, your voice will have carried over to the recording. I kind of screwed that up last week, Friday.
My
With
voice?
live coding. No, live coding was on the
Mm.
voice channel, and I didn't have that channel output to the recording.
Ah,
And then
so you
I'm
were
getting
talking to yourself
yeah,
on YouTube. Ouch.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually a filthy liar because I
I like
found the book,
liars.
and it's actually 200 pages.
You
And
just
it's
gotta
got
fail
like fun
trumpet.
things like using JavaScript and frames. Uh,
Ooh, yeah,
Working with
iframes were the
forms.
go-to, weren't they?
No, frames.
Oh,
Proper
frame
frame
frames.
pages. Yes. Iframes. Nah, that's modern-ish. But the book also has a floppy disk, so I mean it's from a different time. It says 2001, 11/27. If I can
Wait,
find copyright date. The copyright is 1999. I have old books.
why is deposit ID 0? Dad? Dad? Dad, you're not helping. Well, thank you, Dukasal, for all the bits. I really, really appreciate them. You got so many bits.
All the bits.
All the bits.
Are they
Wait,
1 or 0 though?
why did we get a... I'm confusing. What is going on? I don't know what just happened. I hit every single extension method branch. I hit a deposit and a payment and a transfer. It must be preparing each one of the services. Okay. Confused. Okay. Okay, that's kid. And it probably timed out by now. I don't mean to ignore you. I got completely caught up in
Hey.
this. I'm back.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
back.
yeah. I mean, you're doing a coding stream.
No, no, this is a
I'm
community
just here
stream. That's what today
talking.
is. I
Have
was
you
just completely
tried?
confused by what was happening, and it's like, oh yeah, it needs to create all the services, which gives us each type. On
I
error
sent you a code
resume
line
next. Oh, I
in
love
chat. You could
VP.
try that.
Oh my gosh, I used to use on error resume next, on error go to all the
Oh
time,
yeah.
everywhere. Oh, they were the best. 01 06 2023 2022 surprise. Yeah,
I used to
Tuka
go
Soft was
to
it.
at work in like 2007, and I got yelled at.
Go to at work.
Yes, in
I don't know that
2007.
one.
No, no. I mean, I used a go-to statement at my
Oh,
job,
yes.
and
Okay.
my
And then you got yelled at.
and the
Yes.
architect yelled at me because he thought I was
Yes.
dumb. And I thought,
Yep.
I'm trying to leave like seven levels of nested loops,
Yeah, exactly.
and I'm only stepping forward and downwards. It's like
Yeah. There were
this
so
actually
many
makes
hand slaps
sense.
that were like, you are so breaking control flow structure by using go tos.
Hmm.
And like, if you ever ran your code through Fortify, it would be like, here's a go to. You shouldn't be using that.
Yeah. It
I would
exists for a
dare use
reason,
that.
and sometimes yeah, it's a hill I'll die on, just like soap. Should I do like seven if this breaks in a row?
Yes. On air resume next for everything.
Yes. Or, simplify things and don't nest loops 7 levels deep. Or if you have to use
So
functions,
weird thinking
you
about
can
it
leave
because
them.
like now we just have try catch
Hmm.
and just like there is no need for control flow statements like go to. But I think they still
Uh,
exist, don't
True,
they?
you could just throw out,
Yeah,
right?
you still have
Oh yeah, go to
labels.
works. It's just label colon and then go
Yeah.
to the label.
I don't know why they left it in the language if we shouldn't be using it. Legacy support.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know. On error call management. Awesome.
On air, talk to my boss. Wait.
On error, hide it from management.
Wait.
What's going on?
Populating the wrong ID. I've forgotten how to do programming. Can you teach me? Is that a no?
Lisp.
Is that why you're quiet?
That's a no, yeah. You want to learn something new?
Yes, I would
Yes.
love to. I love
Do you
learning
know
new
BF?
things. You're my BF.
No. Brainfuck.
Yes. Ooh,
Yeah,
stomach. What was that?
that was old. And that was. I actually tried it and actually wrote a hello world and then I didn't do anything else because that was horrible. But it is doable.
I love all of the Dylan Beatty ones that he showed off.
The stupid languages one.
They're not stupid.
Uh,
They're
I mean,
interesting. And the other thing that
yeah,
I
but I
really
mean,
like are the
BF isn't interesting. It's just let's do something stupid, but technically all right. Like, it's technically a full programming language. I think you can do pretty much anything with it. It'll just be real difficult.
do you have a link for an example of it
Of
by
BF?
chance? Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll look it up. It'll take me 2 seconds.
Well, are you trying to tell me that I should be the one looking this up?
No.
Let me teach you how to Google.
Yes, exactly. In Twitch.
Got it. I see it. I see it, and I have a right ID. Okay. Let me finish going through this because, as you know, since you debug a lot of server side stuff, if I don't let this thing finish, the HTTP request will time out. And I still got an exception. We cannot track the
Invalid
transaction because the
operation.
ID is already being tracked. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'm querying for the record here, and then I'm trying to do an update as opposed to the method that I just had, which is exist record.patch with
Dot
update record.
patch.
Not update record with data entry view model.
Okay, so patch is yours.
Yeah, it's an extension method that
Yeah.
I made so that I can update an entity using a view model and not have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, Duke, I actually tried that like manually because I wanted to
Tukasoft already
just
said
see how
no.
dumb it was. And yeah,
He just said no.
yeah, no.
No. Let's take a look at the app.
If I remember correctly, there are 6 operations you can do.
Pronounce for us
Uh, Pointer
Christoph's name.
forward, pointer backwards, +1, -1, print, input, and go to. Sorry, so 7 or 8.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I definitely remember it.
it will start making sense once we break it down. No, it won't.
Well, that's starting to look slightly better. Remember, let's look at it line by line. Good times. So you're essentially keeping in mind where you are, right?
Oh yeah,
That's one
yeah.
of
You
the
need to keep
things.
track of your pointer, and you need to keep track of the value you have in it.
And there is no comments, right? So you can't
Nope,
type English words next to any of these lines.
nope.
Yes.
And technically, new lines are not supported, I think. So the indented multi-line
Yeah,
program
yeah.
is invalid. It has to be the one above. There you go. That one is valid, I think.
Good times.
Oh, yeah.
No thanks.
It's almost as bad as Pearl.
Shots
It's actually
fired.
worse. There was actually a um, like actual survey about most loved and hated programming languages.
Mhm.
And depending on how you see it, Perl actually won.
Wait, what?
Yeah, from
How
the
so?
wrong side. It was the worst.
Oh,
Of the ones people could choose from, it was the literal worst one.
it won the backwards list.
Yeah,
How do I debug this? Start. You got a bug. This thing's telling me it has a bug. That's a lie. You're a lie. It's a lie. Have you had any cake lately? Duck. Okay. This is going to work this time, right?
I believe in you.
I believe in the you that believes in me. Who said that? I've been on lurking on so many people's streams lately that I can't remember who recently quoted what. But someone recently quoted the believe in the you that believes in me line.
I have no idea.
It's totally going to work sometime. Eventually. Okay, so we have a deposit record that has the right ID this time with a transaction ID of Denton because we're working on transaction number Denton. I'm always picking this one. It's almost like I watched Naruto or something. What? We patched it. We have an updated value for posted date. It is no longer null. We're going to save the record. Record count is 1. We're going to commit that change. which the record count should probably be reset if commit fails. Yeah. Anyone? And then we're going to set the record ID for the affected record and send that back the request. All I did was added a. We're going to try it again, but it looked like it
As
worked.
usual, I was actually wrong.
About.
Because Delphi and Pascal were even more disliked.
Oh, jeez. I'm surprised
There's
that
the
OCaml isn't down there. Here's the list. Here is the list. I pushed F5 again. It's all your fault. You're making me push run. What are you doing?
yes.
Stop that. Okay, we got Python for some reason, which people are going to yell at me
Python?
for saying that. I saw so many like what are they called? Headlines? Titles? YouTube video titles that are like, stop using these programming languages to learn programming. Python was number one on those.
That's just elitism. I suck at Python. I will say that without, you know, can't speak today. Whatever, I suck at
That's
Python.
okay.
But it is a good language for beginners, and if you can do stuff, then it's obviously a good language, right?
It's a good language for beginners that are trying to learn machine learning, data
Yeah.
sciences,
If you don't want to be a
mathematical
programmer, but
type
you want to
stuff.
make a program to do something for you, and Python is easy enough to learn, then it's a good language.
Thank Google for showing them snake content when they search for the language.
Does Python use snake case for variables?
I don't know. I don't know very much about
It really
Python's.
should.
Yeah, but that's cool that C sharp jumped above C C plus plus.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I mean, I don't really care. But yeah, like, do they even have something like Camel? I don't think so.
Isn't Camel a markup language or a... Is Camel
It's
actually a programming language?
That's a good question. It's a definition language.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how to categorize it, to be honest, because I failed that class. I failed it hard. I hated it so much.
If I remember it, it's kind of like, XSLT, where you're dealing with data and transformations.
Is this the same
Or am I wrong?
camel as the camel that you use for creating operating systems?
And that is SharePoint Camel, which,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that
remember
was a
that
no.
now.
Here we are.
Oh.
Categorically abstract machine language.
Yeah, that's a programming language.
Statically typed, strictly evaluated, uses automatic memory management. OCaml, the main descendant of Camel, adds many features to the language, including object layers.
Ooh, fancy.
Like, I could barely understand object oriented programming, and then I was taking this course.
Ah.
Ugh. Ugh. I wonder if I
Hey,
would actually
Abadus.
understand it now and actually enjoy it. Yes, it's Abadus. What Thindle said. What's Java doing up there? Yeah, it's still very, very popular.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that is
Trees.
from a survey,
Is that a
uh,
creek?
and they include lots of old people, or actually, people working in some
That's,
branches of government.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Well,
They
most government uses C sharp or uses .NET.
not over here.
Oh, interesting. Most US
Uh,
government jobs are .NET.
Ah, nice.
Microsoft
That's
products.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
where I started getting into using
Mm,
VB to begin with.
yeah.
Oh,
I
so
wish it
beautiful.
was like that here. We had a project at, um, let's see, we have a government department that deals with paying sick leave if you go above a certain amount of days. It's 2 weeks, and then the government helps out with paying your sick leave, maternity leave, pensions, stuff like that. There's a huge project there with upgrading their IT systems because they were built in like the 70s. Java and COBOL, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a huge project to update their systems because they could literally no longer get parts for the computers they were running. So they spent around 150 million US dollars on it. And what they ended up with was virtualizing and emulating the old 70s computers on modern hardware and still running the old programs.
Took us off. Not gonna move there.
Yeah. We are awesome at the it's working, don't touch it
Yeah.
way of
Don't
dealing with
sneeze.
stuff.
Don't breathe next to it.
Yeah. Um, when we do our tax
Oops.
returns here, we can do everything on the web. It's actually really good. We can go in, we can do our tax returns. It'll help us calculate everything. It's awesome.
Oh,
I can
you
do them
actually
in
pronounce
10
it
minutes.
correctly. It was weird.
What did I pronounce correctly?
Calculate. I have so much trouble with that word.
Calculate.
Yeah. The L just disappears.
Okay.
It just
Calculate
goes away. Calculate.
or cac. Awesome.
It just goes away.
No,
It's like what? I know the word. I know how to
no, I've
pronounce it.
always said like this. Hey, I couldn't say exclamation point before, so I think you're excused. Explanation point.
Ex
That's a huge
ex
fake.
explanations.
Yeah. It's just sometimes your mouth or your tongue just goes, nope, not doing that. But yeah, so we have a great web system. We can do everything in like 10 minutes. It's awesome. The thing is that what you're seeing there is a preview. It's a best guess by what the web developers did. So we actually close our tax return system for 6 hours every night from midnight to 6 a.m. So you can't go into a website and do your tax returns between those hours. Because what they do is they close, they take the entire database, transform it, push it into an old mainframe COBOL program, do all the calculations there, the real one,
And
then pull it back into a front-end database, transform it, and put it live on the web.
then we have the real data for 15
Yeah.
minutes or
So the
however
day
long.
after, you got the truth on the web, so you know if everything was correct. But when you do it, I mean, it is correct, but they won't trust it. It has to go back to the backend system to figure out the actual truth. So it's a website that closes nightly. You can't use it. It's very jank, but it works. It works. You're more like, it's working. How can I break it? Yeah, you're not going to get a government job over here. Let me tell you.
Unless you're QA, then that's kind of your job.
No,
It's working.
because
How can I
QA
break it?
breaks things that have been working since the 70s, so they're obviously evil. I've been working with nuclear for a bit, and I mean, they use a ton of different stuff, to be honest. I mean, they use the right tool for the job, only they used what was the right tool for the job
Yeah, back
way, way,
in
way back.
18.
Yeah. It's like we're talking computers. I was in one of the server rooms there for reasons I won't go into. And like we're talking about computers with literal like hand bent steel fronts with drilled out holes for old school big LEDs. It's freaking scary that they're running a nuclear plant on these things. On the good side, they have like four of them and they're, checking each other all the time. It's like, yeah, they're running computers from the 70s. one of them uses a program called Rose, or a programming language called Rose, which I had never heard of. The
Yeah,
damn thing
because
doesn't
like
even
a
have a
lot of times
Wikipedia
they have
page.
proprietary languages that they create just
Yeah,
for whatever task they're doing.
yeah. It doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah. Kind
And
of
they
like
built
Vista. Have you heard of
software with it.
Vista?
The operating system?
No, the programming language, or I guess it's an application.
I have actually not heard of it.
It has its own syntax and everything, but it's their HR system, their payroll system, their everything system. They put all of their
Hmm.
data into this one system, and yeah,
And it does
it's
everything. Veterans Health Administration.
really hard
Imaging.
to
Yeah.
do any kind of automation with it unless
Hmm.
they updated it recently. But like this is cool because oh yeah, their patients all of the patient records are in there. So both the employee records, the patient records, all of that. It's all in this one system. But
Which is from
yeah,
like,
1912. But
yeah, something like that.
but
Well, they
the
have a system.
I'm trying to find the UI for what HR interacted with when I was there in 2014.
You know how we're starting to get AI co-processors these days? And we used to have, you
Yes,
remember 486DX? We have had a floating point co-processor.
that one I don't. I don't know much about
Okay,
hardware from
yeah.
back then. I just heard
Old,
about stuff
old,
like this.
old Intel boxes could only do int math, integer. So as soon as you wanted to do floating point math, it had to translate everything over to integers, do the math, and then translate it back, and that was slow AF. So out came 40, actually I think it was 386DX, which had a floating point coprocessor, which made it really fast. And that's the thing with the Rose language. It's made for calculating and working with pressure in pipes. And it acts as this literal like hardware specifically built to calculate pressures in pipes in real time. And instead of building, an SDK or an API, because why not just build a language? So that was a
Yeah.
way of doing it.
Now that you say that, the database that Vista uses is a file-based
Yeah.
database too,
Nice.
where it's a whole bunch of individual files on a disk, and you have to sometimes know the index for the file to get the data from.
Yeah, nice. But if you know it, it's probably really fast and really good
Yeah, it
for
was
what
pretty
it's
quick.
made to
Yeah,
do. Yeah, what it's built to do, it's good at.
but it's a learning curve to know how to use it, especially to extract data. Because I was trying
Yeah.
to get all of the employee information out of it for appraisal reasons, for what else did we have? Just the various programs, telework, education, debt reduction, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dang it.
And then the ones who actually know it start aging out.
Wait,
They went
wait,
from
that's okay.
employees to
Yeah.
really well paid consultants to people in graves, like literally dead. And then you're kind of screwed.
So what I was trying to test just now, by the way, I know that I'm not really doing this, but I am doing this. What I was trying to test was creating a new record and then removing the
The date?
date as soon as I created it, but I forgot that one of our bugs is when you add a new record, it doesn't immediately show up in the list.
Oh, it takes a while? Why?
No, it's just not refreshing the list the way it's supposed to.
Oh, okay.
So that's our next thing that we're gonna do next time.
Have you looked at AutoGrid? I think that was the name for it.
The flexor ones. Blazor,
I have no idea. I just heard the word.
not Fluxor. I can't think of
I
what
think it
the
was
what
like a
their
first party component now, actually.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. Fluent UI. And this thing takes you to the components somewhere on the official site. Wait, that's done that.
Controls, components.
Here we are.
Yeah, there was a
C
bunch.
components.
Mhm.
No, you guys have a page that actually shows them. Whatever. Anyway, so they have this
Yeah,
whole
they're on the left there.
Fluent UI. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have them on the left.
So they have
But
this
yeah,
whole
there's
Fluent UI. But I
some
thought
kind
that
of
there was an
grid.
actual demo page that
Yeah.
looked a lot like when you're looking at Redson's components or Bootstrap or all that stuff. But no, apparently not. It's just a
But
Microsoft doc.
what would you say is the Blazor way of dealing with like third-party components? I mean, the web forms way was basically yes, please, and then everything was, custom and you had to work around the way that someone else thought about doing it? Or is the Blazor way more like, here's a code snippet, I'll put this in my own component and I'll handle everything? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do. So my answer to that, my opinion, hopefully educated opinion, is that component libraries are fully featured, fully styled libraries that you use all or part of as is. And then you can use
Okay.
CSS to restyle them. That's about it.
Mm.
There's no
Yeah, so
like
you use the
extensibility
third-party
where you can add
components.
functionality to them unless they have a whole bunch of event callbacks for every single possible event on the component.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really components, third party components are for plugging in entire UI without needing to think about styling it too much.
Yeah. So instead of doing, a table and then for eaching over
Mm-hmm.
things, you having a grid component
And
from
fitting
a
it in
third
either a
party and then
loader
just yeah,
or
and then just putting your
item
items
removal.
into that and having that deal with it is an accepted Blazor way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Unless you're me, in which case you make all of
Unless
your
you're
own
you.
components and you remake them every single time too.
Yeah.
Like I have that component library that I made for myself for my previous job, and I'm
Hmm.
still not reusing it for this project because I wanted
Of
to
course not.
make new components again because that's one of the funnest parts for me.
Mm.
Like this flyout component, I love it. It's fun. It's enjoyable to
Yeah.
me. I wanted
Well,
to
if
fit
it's
this way
enjoyable, it's your own project. Why not do it that way?
because if I was using the component library that I made, I would see all of the issues with it and want to fix them, and it
Hmm.
would get better, and it'd be a more usable component library. That's why I
But
shouldn't
then you
just
wouldn't be
remake them
working on
every
this
time.
project. Then you'd be
Truth.
working on a component library instead.
Truth. This is very truth.
Hmm.
What am I looking for? I'm
Just
looking for one
using
quick
stuff
thing,
is,
which is this table. Go ahead.
yeah, just using things that you built yourself isn't going to happen. You'll start using it and then you'll start modifying it and then you'll have to go into the
Yeah.
old project that
Yeah.
used it and fix that.
Yep.
Problem is you don't have a plan from the start. You kind of build based on your current requirements and then you need then you have other requirements next time and everything breaks apart. I have
Looking
never done
for
this
things.
myself, I promise you.
Not a once.
Not a once, never.
Yeah, I can't find the thing that I'm looking for because now I'm trying to rush through this last part because we are close to the end of the stream. I'm
Should
just
I
looking
jump
for a
out so you can
table.
concentrate?
No, 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 not at all. Not until I'm ready to say, "Hey, we're ending the stream now," and then you'll say your goodbyes and do
No,
all the fun
I'll say
stuff.
my goodbyes and then yeah, I'm not gonna go there. That sounded worse than it probably was.
Good job stopping yourself.
Yeah,
Here,
say your
this.
goodbyes and don't.
Wait, that's not what I'm looking for. Because we got your number, right? I'm looking for this thing.
You're
What
not
is this thing
using
called?
tabs.
But where is it?
Control T, and then
Is it a
tabs.
posit entry?
Doesn't that work in Blazor?
It should. Yeah. I use control comma, but it's the same thing.
I've started using that I didn't know it existed. Jern used it to jump around, and I was like, okay, I need to do that. And now I've finally started to
Comma.
get, my muscle memory into working with that. And if you run the latest version of Studio, you can go into options, preview features, and you can get it on crack. There's a preview feature of a better controlled comma for you. And that's like insanely good.
I will definitely try it because I do love my control comma.
Yeah. Don't
Z
try crack though.
index 1. No, say no to drugs.
Yes.
Did we fix it? Come on, hot reload. CSS autosync. Maybe I should set it to Z index 10. Maybe I should set it to Z index 100. It's
What are
terrible.
we looking for?
So right
Data
now
entry
this
tabs.
yeah, this table right here is
Mm-hmm.
overlapping the position sticky.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And so I need my table headers to be behind my
Yeah,
sticky
your
thing.
tabs.
Z index
Mm-hmm.
9999. No, I'm not going to do that. I know that I will be able to target this, and I should just do it in the browser to find it, but we're going to have to do that on Monday because we are at the end of the stream. So thank you, Thindle, so very much for
Aw.
hanging out with me. You've been amazing. I love having you here.
Thank
You're
you
so
for the
cool.
company, my friend.
And when are you streaming next?
And uh, well, I'll
If you know.
definitely be doing Tuesday as usual. And as usual, I'm also trying to do one tomorrow, but no guarantees on that one. I really want to get better at doing two a week, with the Tuesday one being my retro project and the upgrading there, and the other one being something else, like the block editor for Blazor, or maybe a Twitch spot, or yeah, I've got a couple of projects going at the same time.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love watching those
that's
projects
my
too.
plan.
Anything
Hmm.
.NET is just so much fun to watch for me,
Yeah, but I'm
including the
trying to
game you
keep
stream.
Tuesdays to the web forms project, and
Cool.
actually, all of the pages on the outside of the application
Mm-hmm.
are migrated to MVC.
Yosh. Now you just got to get them in core like a
Yeah,
magic.
now you're just getting to core exactly, and then I've got
That
the
shouldn't be
entire
too
admin part of
difficult,
things.
right? Like, do you know if
But
you're
then I
using a whole
have the
bunch of
entire admin.
libraries? Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
as far as the main pages, those are just pretty much change the version to .NET Core because you're not using
Yeah.
very many libraries that are like .NET Framework
No,
specific. They have a
no.
.NET Core
There are a few, but not many. What I've done is,
Blazor.
I've moved all of the logic out of the MVC project. Well, the old web forms now MVC project. So they're all in a net standard project. Uh, so the logic
Perfect. That's
already
awesome.
works.
Yeah.
Switching out the data layer right now, so I can update that as well. So I can get rid of that dependency, and that'll steamroll all the way down to the web project. So I think I
Awesome.
should be able to start doing core fairly soon.
That's exciting. That's really
Yeah,
exciting.
it'll be good.
I love the feeling of just like being on the cusp of moving on to that thing just opens up. I can use core. I can use all the features of core. Have you been using
Hmm.
I'm asking all these questions and I need to quit. Have you been using higher versions of C sharp?
No,
Just whichever version is
I
for
think
that
I'm using
framework.
six. I think I'm using 8. Could be
Ah,
wrong.
that's not bad though.
Yeah.
It's not too
Now,
old.
the problem is I'm hosting it on an IIS, and I can't even use null coalescing,
Oh
no question
jeez.
mark dot in my
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
views. In my
Oh,
compiled code, it's fine, but in my
mm.
views, it goes yeah, memories up when I try to do that. So
Oh, that's
as
weird.
soon as it's in core, I'm going to move it over to a not web app
Mistral?
service,
Yeah.
app service on
Oh, yeah, yeah. Gotcha. I'll make
Azure.
sure.
Yeah.
Awesome times then. Well, any
Yes.
final words for our viewers?
Yes, the usual. Be kind, rewind.
Eat popcorn.
Yeah, don't do what I would do. Do what I say instead.
Oh, awesome. Did you get the Pluralsight course, Dukasoft?
Doing
It's a
Patrick
really,
Good's
really good
e-commerce
course.
website. Oh, nice. Yeah, but then there you have the same problem that I was talking about before. An e-commerce site
You doing what?
really
Sorry.
wants to be indexable by Google and Bing and whatever. But with a WebAssembly project, it is really
It makes it
difficult.
hard.
So if you can just flip that switch in the next version of .NET this
.NET
fall,
8.
yeah, in the fall, it's like more than half a year
Now I'm
away.
really excited for it just from that
Yeah,
one video. I don't even know what else .NET 8 is going to bring, but just that one.
I have no
It's
idea either. I saw
insane.
something about exception management. We can do like null reference exception, throw if, and then send in the variable.
Interesting.
Well, not null reference, but yeah, argument null,
Just,
throw
yeah,
if, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
the argument, and yeah, stuff like that. Syntactical sugar and extension
Yes,
methods
which
and
I
stuff.
always
So
love.
yeah. Anyways, I'm not going to keep you. Thanks for
Cool.
tonight,
Yeah,
and
enjoy the
have an
rest of your
awesome
day.
Friday. Yeah.
We'll see you the
Well,
next time
it's
that you stop by.
8:30, so take care. Bye.
Awesome. And once again, thank you to everyone else that has been in chat hanging out with us. Those of you lurking, really appreciate your energy and your vibe. And you're all amazing people for being here. We will go ahead and do a baby raid as requested by Dukasoft/raid bit gamey. So if you feel like it, then we could raid one lion. If you feel like it, hang out while the raid timer counts down. We'll head on over to BitGaming, who's such a baby. He's one of the coolest, most laid back people. Just so even, just so smooth. He's cool. He's fun. He's working on a game called I Am a Dog. And last I saw, he was trying to get the dog to pick up a ball, and he was able to do that. So I don't know what he's currently working on because I've just been listening quietly. He just started 8 minutes ago, but I'm muted. But thank you all for being here. I'll be posting the video, the recording on YouTube sometime 24 hours after the stream. And thank you, Habitus, for your kind words. And as always, feel free to join our Discord. And yeah, project is going to be checked in with all of the changes that we currently have made and fixed. Okay, that's it. Ciao for now. Cheers. Bye.